in real time. Me reprogramming my subconscious. Because, okay, so if you don't already know my situation, go watch the other of my videos. I've been sleeping in my car for probably a month now. And I'm trying to manifest a new life. Not trying. I'm doing. That's what I'm doing currently. Before I did this, I had cut off everybody who was perpetuating the old version of me. I cut all of those people off. I quit my job. I did everything. I let everything go, and I've been sleeping in my car. And so this is the first week of August, and I really want to be housed by before the first week of August ends, and we're on Tuesday. And so I've been just trying to keep my emotions high, I've been trying to keep myself in a good state. I got to go to my gym. I used to go to Lifetime, but Miss Brokey. I'm not Miss Brokey. Let me stop. First things first, don't call yourself Brokey. I be making jokes, but I gotta stop laughing at that shit, bro. That's it's having the opposite effect. But yeah, I got to go back to my old gym today because my friend who went there was like, hey, like, I ain't seen you in a while. You need a guest pass? I was like, yes, sis. And so I went back, and it was so nice. And I just had a nice spa day this morning, and I felt so good afterwards. And then I recorded a bunch of content. I got 3 videos in today. That's 3 30-minute videos. That's really good for me. That's very good for me. Yeah, so I got 3 videos in, and I did a good, like, I'm having a productive day. I did a lot that I can say, okay, yeah, I feel good about this. And so, and now, I have to talk to my mom because I haven't told many people in my life, just my sister, and I guess my sister told my mom, but so yeah, so I have to talk to her. I don't know what I'm gonna tell her. I mean, I guess I'm just, because I don't want anybody to talk me out of what I'm doing. I don't want to stay at her house because she doesn't have a home. She lives with my brother. My brother is not the nicest anyway, and has no sympathy for my situation. Most of my family don't, but I don't want them to have sympathy. My story, my path, what I'm doing is for me and God to understand, and for us only to understand. Apparently right now, soon it will make sense, but it's not gonna make sense right now. It's really not gonna make sense. Maybe in the next week it will make sense. I don't know how long. I've been in my car for a month, so. But my goal is this week is to become housed, and so I've just been trying to keep my energies high. Been trying to manifest really good. Been trying to keep my emotions up. Yeah. And I just started having a lot of limiting beliefs, and what I noticed was that your mind will play tricks on you, and it's really a trick, because if you feel bad about how my mind works, is it kind of like starts as one thing and then it spirals into something else. Like this one thing that's going on with me may imply other things, and sometimes that is true. But when you know your purpose, when you know where you've come from and how far you've come, and you know that, or what I know about myself and how much I've grown emotionally, mentally, like with myself and my goals, me finally truly embodying who I am in terms of my passions, what I want for myself, how I want to show up, having boundaries, following my own path. These are all signs of growth. And so just because, that I had to quit my job, I didn't have any source of income, just because I did it, maybe the crazy way, maybe there was a better way to do this, that could be very true. But just because I did it the way that I did, and it's kind of rocky right now, does not imply that I'm incapable, does not imply that I'm on the wrong path, and does not imply that I'm less worthy of anything. And I have to continuously remind myself. And then that worthiness, that feeling of not being worthy, then shines out to other, situations and things that even if I had a job would have happened. Even if I was housed, it happened, like it's happened before, just like in terms of relationship with guys, And so like me trying to associate my situation right now, my housing situation right now, with my worthiness in a relationship is stupid, because I had, like, I used to have an apartment, and guys still were weird when I had an apartment, and they're weird now, like, and so just like understanding, noticing and recording. And recording doesn't have to be writing it down in a journal. It could be making a video, it could be making a voice note, it could be making a song, it could be writing a poem. That's recording. And so and it goes back to, and I said notice and record like y'all know what the fuck I'm talking about, because I was making a video for my YouTube channel about identity shifting, and one of the first things I was telling people to do was notice and record. So notice how your mind plays tricks on you, notice how your mind works, notice your triggers, and record them. And so when you go back with better awareness, because you're not so emotional, you can decode, you can extract information and intelligence. And so yeah, but it becomes faster. I didn't need to go through a whole long process of reading and going through my journals or watching my old videos to understand that, because I've been doing it for so long now. It's just like it comes faster, and I can be like, okay, well, check yourself. This is a lie. This is something that's being projected onto you. You're not unworthy just because of what you're going through. These things are not defining moments. These are just paths, and just for a time. It's not forever. And so just continuously reminding myself that, and not trying to spread it farther than it needs to spread. Like, it doesn't need to go, that's not why this person left you, that's not why that person left you, that person didn't even know, like, and so just like breathing through it. It's hard still. It's hard. You feel it. And it's like when I start to feel it, I get scared because I'm feeling it. And I'm like, okay, well, I can't manifest if I'm feeling it, but I don't know if that's really true. I don't know. But I'm just going to keep the faith, because that's all I can do. This is what I chose. And I know I'm gonna win, and I know this is gonna be a great story to tell, a phenomenal story to tell. And so I'm just right, and I have to have the conversation with my mom, so I'm just like mentally preparing and what I'm gonna say and how I'm gonna stand up for myself, because I feel like just understanding myself and knowing what I've been through and understanding how my mind works. I've always been at war with my mind. I've always been at war. I really hate making decisions because, like, I never could trust them. It always felt like, honestly, I'm gonna be honest, like it was somebody else in my body making decisions, and I'm just like, this is not what I want, this is not what I asked for, this is not how I wanted this to go. Even now, I could still feel and say that, like, when I quit my job, this is not what I expected at all. I don't care how anybody looks at it. Oh, if you quit your job, what do you expect? No, you don't know who I am first. And that's what you don't know who I am. So I did not expect this, but I'm going through it. I'm understanding, I'm learning, I'm growing. But knowing that, like, feeling like other things or people are making decisions based on my behalf, and not knowing and feeling so out of control, of my life, I would always abandon myself. And the decisions that I made, and how I felt, and my stance on religion, who I am, what I like, so many things. I would abandon myself just for community, just for connection, just for somebody to understand, and they never did. They never even tried. They never even tried fully, with real and with good intention to know and understand. No one has ever tried. And so it's just growth. It's just growth that is unmeasurable to anybody else, and there's no way I can explain or tell anybody, especially since I'm just so out there, like so far from understanding things, or so not understanding things, so far from how this world works. Like, I don't like it, how society's built. I don't like it, and I refuse to lie to myself. And people don't get that. People think I'm just throwing a tantrum, and I'm not throwing a tantrum. I'm finding myself. I'm unraveling. I'm coming together, and it's going to be so beautiful how it unravels. It's going to be so beautiful, and I know it. And when they find out, it's going to be too late. It's going to be too late for them. Anyway, it's going to be too late. It's going to be too late. But this helped. This video helped a lot. It helped me feel better, raise my frequency, as they say, raise my vibration. It helped me feel better because it's a reminder. I didn't do this for no reason. I'm not stupid, right? I'm not stupid, and I'm not going to cry and beg for help or beg for anything from anyone, because I know what I'm doing. If they want to help me, then I'll take it, but I'm not going to validate. One thing why I haven't been asking for help a lot is because I'm not going to validate the trauma. I'm not. It's trauma. It's trauma. I'm not going to validate the trauma. I'm not going to validate the generational curses. It's not even about ego or being better or winning. It's about the things that I know people who look like me have been through, the torture, the trauma, the fear that's been purposefully installed in people that look like me, and the scarcity mindset and the negativity and the bullshit and the you don't need to rest, you don't need to do this, you don't need to do that, that especially black women having to work like dogs. I'm not a fucking dog. I'm not a dog. And that's me this is me just standing on a motherfucking business, okay? And this business is kind of shaky, okay? It's new. The business just opened, okay? The business just opened. But with time, with care, not even time, with attention, with alignment, with peace, with understanding, it will flourish more than anybody could have ever thought. But I just want this video to be a marker and me saying that I know for sure, for a fact, there's no luck involved. Anybody who tries to call me lucky, I'm sending them this video. I'm telling you right now, there is no luck involved. No magic involved, no nothing. This is pure understanding. Where's my magic now? Where's the magic? I've been in my car for a month. Where has that magic been? No, nothing. No luck, no nothing, no miracles. This was written in fucking stone, and it was always gonna happen, and I always knew that. Now, it may have came out a little crazy. The connection or the communication may have been distorted. Maybe it took me a while to find myself and who I am. But I had a lot to overcome. I had a lot to work through. I had so many things against me. Every single thing, every single person, even a friend, secretly hating you, secretly comparing themselves to you. even family hating on you, being weird, wanting you to secretly fail, but smiling in your face, wanting to be better than you, competing with you. Every single thing was against me. My mind, my own mind, fighting myself. And I can take accountability for that. Fighting my own self, fighting my mind for so fucking long. I overcame this shit on my own by the grace of God and my own fucking will and understanding. Actually, in the books that I've read, I can't even YouTube, I guess I had a little bit more help. I guess I had a little bit more help. I know, we love to struggle. That's what I'm saying. People be finding like so much and struggle, but it's like you were programmed to feel that way. That's not how if you like that, that's fine. But in my opinion, if that's not something that resonates with you, that's not something that you have to conform to, because it's just programming. Black people had to feel that way because that's all they had. If you get whooped for, if you are indentured servitude, or if people have turned you into a slave, or if you live in a place where bombs are always being dropped and there's no stability at all, of course you're going to train your body, train your brain, and reprogram your mind to find purpose in that. That's all it is. That's what all the books were written for. That's what all the religion was crafted under the pain cycle that we were going through. And if you don't understand that, you're not paying attention. And I cannot help you, and don't fucking argue with me. Because I'm not arguing with y'all niggas. But I'm not accepting that shit no fucking more. I'm taking a stand, and I'm doing what I love regardless of the cost, just because I love it. And you could call me crazy, you could call me stupid, you could call me homeless, you could call me whatever the fuck you want to call me. But one thing you cannot fucking call me is somebody who's not of their word and of the true things that are in their heart. The only reason I'm lying about how I'm living or where I'm staying is because people can't handle that, and I'm not going to be in charge of managing other people's emotion because they cannot handle my situation. No. But anything else other than that, I've been standing on motherfucking business about what the fuck I want. Even when I was traumatized, even when I was 250 pounds, I knew that I was not like I was gonna make it out. Subconsciously, maybe not consciously, but subconsciously, I was doing everything in my fucking power to get up out of that situation, to get up out of that cycle. And I don't know when it's gonna happen for me, but I know it's happening as we speak. And that very soon, very, very soon, is going to make sense. Maybe it didn't make sense back then. Maybe it didn't make sense when I was fucking 14 or 15 or 16, while I was so estranged or weird or had anxiety or da-da-da-da. Maybe it didn't make sense, when I quit my job. Maybe it didn't make sense. Maybe it doesn't make sense that I always change my mind and I'm always doing different things and I'm always dabbling in this and dabbling in that. Maybe it didn't make sense back then, but it's going to make so much sense so soon. And I want everybody to know that it was not luck, because I knew it was going to happen. I'm saying this on August fucking 5th. August 5th, 2025, 5:59. I'm still sleeping in my car. I don't have no money. My bank account says 0. I've been playing 7,500,000 lottery tickets. I don't know how it's going to work out for me, but it's working out because I'm in my purpose, because I'm sharing my story, because I'm embodying who it is that I know I am and what I love. They say, if you saw Jesus on the street, would you give him $1? If Jesus was a homeless man And he was on the street because he's a guy. He could be whatever he wants, right? And he turned into a homeless man and he asked for $1. Would you give it to him? Would you? Now, I'm not comparing myself to Jesus, but it's the story, it's the, you don't know who God is working through. And y'all judge people so hard. Y'all judge people, everybody so hard because you judge yourself hard. Because you judge yourself hard. But if you stop judging yourself, you would stop judging other people. And you would be able to see. And you would be able to see. God works through people in so many stupid ways. And if y'all read the Bible, y'all would know that. It's always the dummy. Or the weak one. Or the weirdo. Or the nigga that ain't got shit like Job. Where he took all his shit away. How do you know? If God came to you in prayer and said quit your job, would you do it? You wouldn't. You wouldn't. Because you'd be like, why would God tell me to do that? Well, my story is going to be an example of why God would tell you to do that. Now, I'm not telling you to quit your job, babe. Nope. I'm not telling you to do that. But what I am saying is follow your heart. Follow your heart. But yeah. That's all I had to say. I'm ready. That's all I had to say. Bye.